Lily, 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 where are you? Boys, girls, hello. Did you see Lily, my friend the little rabbit? I'm looking everywhere for her. Can you please help me call her? Let's count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Lily. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Lily. Oh, hello, Lily. Where are you, Lily? I'm looking everywhere for you.
Hello? Hello? I'm a little bit sad.
Oh no, Lily, what's wrong? What happened? Why are you crying?
I'm scared. And
Oh,
I'm
no.
hiding. So please
Oh.
don't tell anybody I'm here. I'm just gonna hide.
But why are you hiding, my friend?
I'm sad and scared because I made a big boo-boo.
Oh no, what did you do?
You know that rabbits love to jump all the time? So I was with my friend and I was jumping on the bed and I jumped too high.
Oh no.
Yes, and I accidentally broke the lamp.
Oh my goodness. Are you okay? Did anybody get hurt?
No, but it was a special lamp.
Oh.
It was my grandmother's lamp that she gave to my mother and that she gave me, and I broke it and I'm so scared.
Why are you scared then?
My mommy's gonna be so cross because it was a special lamp.
Oh, shame.
Yes. So I'm just gonna hide here.
Does your mom know it's broken?
No.
Well, you know what? Mummies are special people. Daddies are special people. She will probably forgive you if you say, Mommy, I'm sorry. I broke the lamp. I'm so sorry.
I don't know if I will be able to do it.
I'm sure you will. And I'm sure your mommy loves you and she will forgive you, especially because she knows you're sad about it.
Yeah.
Would you like to go and try? Would you like me to come along with you? I'll come and support you.
I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think so, but thank you.
Are you going to tell your mommy?
I will see if I can get the courage.
Okay, well, maybe the next song and the next story, which is also about somebody that made a mistake, let's listen to the story and maybe you can get some courage from our story today. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's watch the story together, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye boys, bye girls.
Hello boys and girls and welcome back to Craigie's Kids. I hope you've had a good week. Our story today is about a man called Jonah, Jonah and the whale, and it happens on the water, on a boat trip. Wonder boys and girls if any of you have been on a boat trip. Perhaps you've been on a big ferry when you've been going on holiday, or perhaps you've been out on a pedalo when you've been on holiday, out in the water, pedalling away, bobbing up and down. One of my favourite things when I was a little girl was when we went our yearly trip as a family to a little place called Moffat. At Moffat there was a boating pond, and that was always the highlight of my summer, to be able to go out on the boating pond. When I was old enough, I got to row the boat myself, except I kept going the wrong way. And that's exactly what Jonah does in the story today. He kept going the wrong way. So, here's our story, boys and girls. Jonah was always moaning. He was never happy. One day God spoke to Jonah and told him to go to a place called Nineveh. He wanted him to go there so he could tell everyone to stop doing bad things. What did Jonah do? You guessed it. He moaned and he groaned and he moaned some more. Oh, not Nineveh, he groaned. Anywhere but Nineveh. The people who live there are our enemies. We don't like them. So Jonah decided to run away and bought himself a ticket for a boat ride to take him as far away from Nineveh as possible. Jonah got settled on the boat and he fell fast asleep. But God still wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh. So when the boat reached the middle of the sea, God sent a great big storm. "Help! Help!" cried the sailors. "Save us! Save us! We're sinking! God, please save us!" The boat tossed and turned in the water and it rocked from side to side. "God must be terribly angry with someone on this boat," said the captain. Just then Jonah woke up and he groaned and he moaned. He says, "It's me that God's angry with. He told me to go to Nineveh, and here I am, sailing in the opposite direction. Throw me into the sea and your troubles will be over." So the sailors threw Jonah into the sea, and at once the water calmed. "Oh dear," groaned Jonah. "I'm going to drown. I'm going to sink. Oh, my goodness, look at that. That's the biggest fish I've ever seen." And before he could moan or groan any more, a big shark swallowed him up. God had sent the whale to save Jonah and to give him time to think. Of course, Jonah had plenty to moan about. He moaned and groaned about this whale's slimy, smelly stomach. And he moaned about the seaweed that was swimming about in the whale's stomach, and he just moaned and groaned. But he was there for 3 days, until on the 3rd day, the whale spat Jonah out up onto a beach, and Jonah went straight to Nineveh and told the people that God wanted them to change their ways, to be good people instead of bad. "You've got 40 days, he warned them, "and if you've not changed your ways by then, God will destroy your city." The people of Nineveh listened and changed their ways, from the king right down to the poorest slave. They decided to do what was right. Now that could be the end of the story, boys and girls, except Jonah left the city, still moaning and groaning. He was mad that God hadn't punished the people of Nineveh. He knew that God was loving, and he didn't want to destroy anything if he didn't have to. So Jonah went up a hill, and he sulked, and he moaned, and he groaned. God saw Jonah and knew how he was feeling, so he explained to Jonah that he loves everyone. After all, he made all of us. He doesn't like to destroy people who are doing things the wrong way. God would rather see us turn from our bad ways to good ways. I wonder, boys and girls, what good things will you do this week? Maybe you could do some jobs about the house, or be kind to someone and help them out. Whatever you do, I hope you have a good week. Our story next week will be brought to you by Alison, and it's another story that happens on the sea. Bye for now, boys and girls.
Come listen to our tale of Jonah and the whale. We're down in the middle of the ocean. And how did he get there? Where did he wear? We're down in the middle of the ocean. On the reaching be, and in the fire sea, to disobey very foolish notion. Listen to my tale of Jonah and the whale. Way down in the middle of the ocean. Well, how did he get there? Whatever did he wear? Way down in the middle of the ocean. A patient he should be, and in the fire sea, to disobey a very foolish notion. And God forgave his sins, salvation entered him. Way down in the middle of the, way down in the middle of the, way down in the middle of the ocean.
Today we are going to be making a Jonah and the whale craft to show the part of the story where Jonah gets spat out by the whale. For this craft you will need either a strip of cardboard or a lollipop stick, a glue stick or some sellotape, scissors, some different types of pens like orange, brown and blue, and a pencil. You'll also need blue piece of paper or card, white paper or card, or black paper or card. For the first step, you're going to need to cut out and colour your whale. The next step, you will need to cut out and colour your Jonah. For the next step, you will need to stick your Jonah onto your lollipop stick or piece of cardboard. You can make your Jonah and whale as big or as small as you want. For the next bit, you will need to draw around the top part of your whale to and with an adult's help cut around it to make a little pocket to put the Jonah through. Then you will need to glue it at the edges only, not at the bottom, onto the whale. You might want to make sure that the top bits of your mouth should be unstuck from the pocket. Then you can put your Jonah through the mouth, into the mouth, and out the back. You can see that. So then you can spit out your Jonah.
Hello.
And did you enjoy the story today, Lily?
It was a good story.
I think Auntie Leslie told a nice story.
Yes, and I think she gave me very good advice.
Right. Are you a bit more ready to go and tell your mommy you broke the lamp?
Yes, I think I am, and I just have to do it. It's not always how you feel about something. Sometimes you just have to do it, and I'm just going to do it, and I trust that my mommy will forgive me.
Oh, she will. She loves you.
Yes.
Okay, boys and girls, until next week. Bye.
Wish me luck. Bye-bye.
Bye.